So excited. Waiting for people to log on. And I see people logging in. I'm super excited. Hey everybody, this is Paloma Collins here, and I am so excited for today's live show. I am going to be talking to Diana Diaz, who is the creator of MexiChic Crafts. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. I provide services to families in Los Angeles County and Newport Beach. I provide services to people who have experienced trauma, who are victims of crime. And I love to do mental health 411 to provide, kind of like tongue-in-cheek conversations and have fun at the same time, provide information about mental health. And I just want to remind everybody that Mental Health 411 is a show and it is for entertainment purposes. If you or anybody that you know needs services, please refer to a professional for information. Again, this is just for information and entertainment purposes. I am so happy that you all are joining us today. We're going to have the rapper for Guillermina. We're going to have conversations about heartbreak, about love and relationships. And when I thought about this topic, I was thinking to myself, who can I bring on the show that will give us good information about love, romance, and at the same time have this flair that I grew up with, that many of you grew up with. I was born and raised in East Los Angeles, and it's a different vibe if you come from LA, if you know what I'm saying. And so I could not think of a better person than Diana Diaz. And so here we go. I want to introduce my dear friend, Miss Diana Diaz, the creator of MexiChic Crafts. Hi, Diana.
Hello, Ma. Hi, friends and family. I want to thank them because I harassed them earlier today during my lunch. I was like messaging all my primos and my primas and my neighbors and mama, you better fucking watch me. But I really appreciate you having me on and giving me an opportunity to talk about my business and my new blog now that's creating a lot of opportunities for me. So thank you very much for having me tonight.
Of course, Diana. I appreciate you being here. And let's get started. I really want to talk about this blog. I started reading your blog when it came out, the first writing that you did, and it was just like, wow, oh my God, you're getting such great reviews. It is called One Chicana's Guide to Confidence. And tell us a little bit about the inspiration that came about for you writing this blog.
Well, it's obviously because of my business, but I've been journaling because I know I have a background in counseling and I know that journaling is really good for mental health. And I had this idea, I got this from a parenting class, to start journaling and, allowing my son and, my partner to read my journal. And I decided in this journal, because I was going through some personal stuff, and I decided in this journal to write really beautiful memories for my son and make them really positive. But then there were some days where I'm really upset, where I'm really pissed off. And I'm like, Luke really pissed me off today, but I love him so much, but
yes.
During the pandemic, I had an opportunity to do a lot more writing, to be really inspired, because we were at home and I was at home with just me and my son, and we didn't have contact with any. I was so terrified, I didn't have contact with anybody. So I kept writing, and I was creating ideas for my purses. So the quarantine was also part of the inspiration. And then I started reading all these books on business, on self-help. I signed up for these YouTube videos on empowerment. I was getting all this, I thought, I'm going to take advantage of this time and I'm going to learn. So one of them suggested to start a blog. If you have a site, to start a blog to talk about your product. And I decided, I had been sharing some of the poems and the little short stories with my primas, and they were like, yeah, this is good. This is so fun. You're crazy. I like the reaction. So I was hoping, since a lot of my supporters, my my followers, my customers are a lot of friends and family of mine, and a lot of people from my community, I felt that they would really appreciate my humor. So I decided to put myself out there, uh, um, in celebration of our community, of our culture, of, being raised in a very Mexican traditional household and having fun with it. And it's also related to my purses, because my purses, they're a really strong reflection of our culture, but it has like a modern, colorful, fun twist. So I think it goes hand in hand, and slowly and surely, as I've been evolving and really showcasing my purses, I think I've been becoming a lot more celebratory about the business, about the women that I'm meeting, about about the opportunities that have been created for me in my community. So that's where my inspiration comes from. And that I started with, I really started with the Tapatio story, because I reflected, I recently had my heart broken. It's still broken. It's still on the mends, but I love heartbreak.
So let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about Tapatio and how that came about. I want to talk about heartbreak, and I know that you have been through something recently, and you can share, whatever you're comfortable with. But talk to us a little bit about heartbreak. Heartbreak can be viewed as something very romantic, right? It can be viewed as something very passionate. It depends how you look at it. It is heartbreaking and it's sad. However, the experience of going through something like heartbreak is also very passionate and very romantic to oneself, if that makes sense.
Yes. Well, I personally love heartbreak. Whenever a girlfriend tells me a heartbreak story, I'm like, oh my God, like how beautiful that you can have all these feelings, all these emotions, but also how terrible for someone who is going through heartbreak but doesn't have the support or the ability to express themselves. But I'll tell you a quick story really quick. But I used to work at a local high school, and in a small school, and we were able to develop really close relationship with students. And a student of mine came in, and she came in all devastated, like, Miss, that's it. I don't want to live anymore. I'm so heartbroken, and I love him. I can't live without him. And I was like, at the time, I was like, oh my God, I remember what that feels like. I wish I could go through that, because I personally get so inspired. And I snapped her out of it. And I told her, and I reminded her, like I'm going to share with you, is that heartbreak has had the ability to inspire some of the best music that I've listened to, some of the best books, some of the best plays and movies, and some of the most painful paintings. Like, have you ever looked at a painting and like cry, like mesmerized with such beauty? And that's all inspired by love and heartbreak. And I think that once you experience heartbreak, you can really appreciate love in its entirety and the different variations of love. But definitely love inspired me. And when I was going through my heartbreak, which was, I'll share, it's nothing bad. It's something that's common nowadays. I went through a very painful divorce. I married a very wonderful man. He's a great father and beautiful person, great family. But, like our relationship was no longer, where it should have been. And we were both heartbroken. I still am. I think I will forever be in recovery. But it was so painful, and I'm lucky that I have my family, my brother, my sister, my mom, my dad, and my community, my friends, that I was able to reach out to, and they offered a lot of support, a lot of validation, a lot of kind words, and also my business. With funny thing, because the business really helped me with my heartbreak. I sell purses, and I'm around all kinds of women all the time, right? And my purses, the average price is about like $200. That's kind of pricey, right?
Right.
So when I'm out vending, it takes these women like a minute or two to decide to buy this purse. So I've been fortunate enough to listen to their stories, like, what do you do? Or are you married?
Conversations, right?
I listen to all these heartbreak stories that are so beautiful, so painful, but most of the women, have shared their, how they recovered or how they were inspired and what they did. And it seems like if you really want to, you could come out really stronger than you were before after a great, good, awesome heartbreak.
And when we're talking about heartbreak, like in this situation, and I just want to point this out, we're talking about what I could call somewhat like healthy heartbreak, if that makes any sense. We're not talking about domestic violence. We're not talking about sexual abuse. We're talking about a relationship that was healthy, a relationship that was that had love, right? However, two people grew apart. Two people were just not in the same place any longer, and the romance was there, but it became different. And we're talking about that kind of heartbreak. When we say heartbreak can be awesome, that's what we're saying, and that experience can be romantic. We are not saying here that domestic violence should be tolerated or romantic or that kind of heartbreak. So just to make that clear, we're talking about somewhat healthy heartbreak.
Thank you for that clarification, because heartbreak can come in different forms. Your heart can be broken if you lose a parent, or even like recently we had to give my Labrador away. I've showed pictures of my beautiful dog, and oh my God, my dog went blind and he was bumping into everything, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been kind of careless Chicana dog owner, because that's how my parents raised me, like keep the dogs outside, whatever. So my son was like, we gotta find a sanctuary for this dog. It's not fair that he's hurting himself. And I was like, no. If I go blind, you're not gonna put me away, are you? But my dog was bumping his head, and we called this organization. I can share more information about this organization later. And these volunteers came and took my dog and answered all the questions, and have been keeping in touch with me and showing me how they care for this blind dog, because it does require a lot of help. But it was so sad. It was so emotional. And I know you had dogs.
I know.
Dogs. And the whole family, my brother, all the kids came, my son came, and we all said goodbye to the dog. But in the end, we were like, don't you think we did a great thing finding someone else to properly love and care for this dog? Anyways, that was also heartbreak, and it did inspire me. So I'm getting another dog, but a small dog. And I did tell my son, that's so beautiful that you can feel this kind of love and this kind of passion and care so much for a beautiful living thing that might not be able to help themselves the way we can. So I think it's so beautiful to nurture that kind of love and reflection after any kind of heartbreak. And it does take a community. It does take your friends. It does take your loved ones or a professional like yourselves. That's why I'm glad that you're putting more of this information out there for the population that you serve, Nancy. Thank you for that.
Well, thank you, Diana. And, just coming back to your blog, and I want to take a look at it. Maybe we can take a look at it here where we can share it with the viewers so that they're able to also see what we are talking about here. And so let me put up your website where you're going to be able to find it, right? So
yes. And while you're sharing, I'll go ahead and share with everyone that I collaborated with my good friend Crystal that I've known since middle school. Also, as a result of the pandemic, she's a really creative photographer, fashionista, and she's also Chicana from the neighborhood. And I had seen her work, and I thought it was so fun and beautiful, and she's so easy to work with. So I told her, why don't we have fun with my blog and take these crazy fun photos? Like I want to take these photos before I turn to an old lady, because then I'm going to regret that I didn't, right?
Oh, yes.
We've been bonding and having fun, and I feel so comfortable with her. And they're a little, I'm wearing clothes in all of them, but they're very suggestive. But I'm also celebrating, the female empowerment, the Chicanismo, feminismo, the community, the colors, and the collaboration with another Chicana or another woman. And also, I got a text from my mom. She hasn't logged on. Anyway.
So you're seeing the pictures now, right?
Yes, I could see the pictures.
So this is what you're talking about. And I have worked with Crystal myself, and I love her. I love her creative vibe. Again, another Chicana where all the Chicanas are coming together to really inspire one another and just bring out our fabulousness, right? Why not?
Yes,
Look at
yes.
this. Look at this. You are writing about, your Tapatio, the love, and this.
Oh my gosh.
I love all this.
That was so fun. And I'm so grateful to the friends that I've convinced to be a part of this. And I have a whole series coming out, and I think you enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I have to share with this one. I'm in the tub full of chiles. It was after school. My son was doing some after school program or what, and he finished. And he always likes to tell me when he's done. And he walks into the bathroom, and I'm in the tub full of chiles and Crystal on a ladder, and he was like, "Mom, what are you doing?
What are you doing? What's going on
now?" No, but I'm trying to also celebrate our culture. Definitely the foods that we eat, the songs that we grew up listening to, that our parents exposed us to, a lot. And I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it. A lot of fun with Crystal. Eyes on Up Photography. And also, I had the opportunity to support In the Making Boutique, which is a nonprofit organization that was started by a young girl from the community, and she accepts donations, gently used clothes and houseware, and she resells this for profit, and the profit all pays for jobs for kids in the community. She runs groups on mental health, on self-help, on advocacy. She has the kids volunteer, and this is all here in East LA. So I'm really proud to support, and it's a great place to go take, my anything that's overflowing in our closets. And also, I've been able to shop. I bought this blouse there. I've been shopping there.
That is beautiful.
I know most of this clothing is from there, and I urge you all to support In the Making, to reach out to Maribel. She's so amazing. So this little project is giving us all the opportunity to support them and celebrate our community. So I appreciate all of your support.
Everything that they do. Yeah, definitely. I think that what we'll do is we will be providing Crystal's information and also In the Making, just so that people have this information if they also want services for photography, or they want to donate clothing. That would be great.
Also, if you're a professional and you would like to go out and do a presentation for this group of, most of the kids are in high school, 14 to 22. So there are a lot of professional volunteers and interns that go and support the kids and talk to them, empower them, and empower them. So yeah. If you're a professional and you would like to do that or give a donation, I strongly encourage it. Also, I want to go back. You asked me about the Tapatio.
Yes, let's go into Tapatio. Let's get back into, just so that we let our viewers know, Guillermina is in the house. Guillermina is going to be going to a new home. She's beautiful, and we are going to be doing that soon. So please stay connected, stay tuned. But let's get back into heartbreak. Let's get back into, look at this massacre that has occurred here. This love massacre of Tapatio, right? Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit more about romance and love. And okay, so we've heard about heartbreak. We've heard about how heartbreak can be looked at is in a passionate, positive point of view, right? So now let's talk about love and the inspiration of love and triumphed after heartbreak.
Well, when I was journaling, I started journaling about my heartbreak, about the divorce, and I thought, well, I don't want to be negative about this. I want to be positive and show my son, or because he was going to read my journal eventually, show him that I'm still able to love and recover from this heartbreak, and still be empowered, and still move on, still evolve. Let me show him. So that was kind of my purpose. And so I changed my story. Instead of complaining about, like losing this beautiful love, I started writing about all these loves, right? And I reflected, and I was like, holy shit. Like, I have this obsession with macho men because my dad's all macho, and he's from Jalisco. He's a Tapatio. And he raised us very Tapatio, and I'm very Tapatia. And, one of my first boyfriends was a Tapatio, and my ex-husband Tapatio, and all my new boyfriends. I'm kidding. Tapatios.
I'm not kidding.
I'm like attracted to all these tapatios, but so I was reflecting on that, and I thought, well, let me write in a funny way, and I wrote it about Chile, because I love Chile. I freaking love hot Chile. I can like eat habanero. That's crazy. I have to come back, but I love Chile and everything. So I started writing all about that, and also because I want to leave for my son Luke. I want to leave these memories like my dad did for me. My dad was was such a great storyteller, and I have all these great stories that I tell my son all the time that I learned from my dad or a lot of our family members, right? So that's how I started my Tapatio story, my obsession over these macho men, over Tapatio and the hot sauce, because it's everywhere. It's even in my car, like I find bottles in my car and in the coolers out in the yard. It's everywhere, and it's my easy access Chile. And then I wanted to write it with kind of twist, kind of suggestive, about men, because I love men. But I have to be very disciplined and focus on me and make myself a priority for the benefit of my family, my son, and those that I love. So now I'm taking care of me.
So let's talk now a little bit about that, because I know that writing about Tapatio and where it came from and the twist to it, and I love it. I love how you took the daily sauce that we use for everything and twisted it into this like love story. And so I want to talk a little bit about, yes, a lot of us Latinas grew up in a household where our fathers were the macho, the men in the home, and the ones that would say, oh, necesito, tráeme la sal, or, this or that. El que decía y allí, ¿verdad? Whatever he wanted, whatever he needed. There, él mandaba. And so we're growing up in a different generation. We're growing up and we are stronger women, even though our mothers were very strong. And I'm not saying that to belittle our mothers or grandmothers. No. As a matter of fact, maybe they were even stronger than we were, because they have been through so much more with men that maybe we haven't experienced.
Yeah.
And so, or with our partners, I should say. And so, you're bringing up a good point. You're bringing up a good point about how important it is to love oneself, right? And so talking about that, I really want to bring up this new blog that has the perfect twist to it, because it's so important to, as we are falling in love with whomever, as we are falling into our love stories and creating new ones, we need to remember, and this is the perfect picture for it. What is your new blog called? This is it here, right? Yeah. Infiel desgraciado, querido amor. So this one has a good twist to it. I want, our viewers to read it, but talk about that self-love that's so important for women to have. And I'm going to stop sharing now, but this is beautiful. Everybody, please go onto MexiChic Crafts and check out Diana's blog. But talk to us a little bit about this new blog.
So this one is, I'm going to continue with the Tapatio love story, because I have a whole series. I even have a music video. This girl, amazing girl, Zada Musica,
yes,
wrote a song for me. And she's like, I want you to use it, make a video. So now I'm going to make a Tapatio fun video for my blog. Stay tuned.
Yes. Yes.
But this particular one, because I've been working so hard on myself, because I want to be the best version of me for my son, for so that I could stay positive, so that I can continue to have love for everyone. I started reading a lot of self-help, and like what I shared earlier, I was working really hard on me, and this theme is repetitive, that you don't have the ability to love anyone unless you first love yourself completely. If there's something lacking within you, then you won't be able to give your loved ones 100%. So it's so important to it's difficult. It's really difficult, so especially if you suffer from chronic depression. And we all get depressed. I've been depressed. I've gone to therapy, but what I've learned now, and I try to remember that depression is common. What's not common is how we deal with it, how we try to take care of it. So now, instead of being hard on myself or turning to alcohol or men, now I'm working on me, and all this extra time or this extra energy that I was using and investing on someone else, I'm able to really give it to me completely 100%. And it's becoming a lot easier for me to love everyone, to love, my son. I'm having such a great time with him, now that I feel so good. I'm exercising. I ended up hiring a personal trainer. She happens to be a Chicana from here, from the community. I'm supporting her. She's supporting me. And because we're from the community, I say, girl, hook me up. Give me the deal. Like I promised.
You're working on yourself completely whole, inside and out. And that's great. And I think that's what the blog is about, right? The blog is really about falling in love and remembering all those memories, maybe from lifetime, like from the time we were little girls, from the time we were teenagers, and the expectations we had, right, about love, and the love stories that we had and created when we were young girls, and remembering what's important to us, and remembering that there's expectations, that you have boundaries, and that you have a certain idea of what your love story is, could be. And so it's like remembering. And I always, I also talk to young people and students and whomever about how, when you write something, it's very subjective. It's like one person can think, oh, that's horrible. Another person can be like, oh my God, that's the greatest thing ever. And so the point is that in life, we are the writers of our stories and of our love stories. And when you don't like something, what do? You remove it and you rewrite it. You just keep rewriting and rewriting. And so please, everybody, go onto Diana's blog to read her blogs as they're coming up on a weekly basis. I just want to say that Martin Gomez here says, arriba los jalisquenes. Los what? I cannot read.
Arriba, Yahualica. Jalisco, the Tapatios are logging in.
I know. Goodness. We're getting flooded over here with all of these comments. And I just want to see how many of our subscribers that logged in to see who's going to win Guillermina is on here. Can you please comment so that we know that you're here? We had, and let me just say this because I have everybody in here. Tiny. You know why? Because we had over 400 entries. Over 400 entries for Guillermina.
Yay!
Wow.
And I want to say thank you to Nancy.
With Guillermina. Go ahead.
Nancy, I thank you for buying this purse for me, because Nancy reached out to me and said, I want to buy a purse to raffle off in this new blog. And I'm so thankful because you're supporting my business and you're promoting it, and you're supporting me, and I'm so grateful for that. Thank you, Nancy.
You know that I've been your number one supporter from day one. Diana and I have our own friendship love story that maybe one day we will talk about. And yes, and so I really appreciate you also. It's a pleasure. Let's show you. Can you show her so that we can see how many of our.
So this is Guillermina. I named her after a very special, beautiful friend of mine that I adore from the neighborhood. And she comes in with a dust bag and also my new branded heart. She's hand tooled, not embossed, so it's not stamped. They actually chisel it out. And it's fully lined with suede. And I threw in a card holder for your customer. And also Miss Collins is gonna be throwing in another special treat. I'll be shipping this as soon as you announce the winner. So congratulations to you. And I still have others like this. If you're interested, you could go onto my website and purchase. I have in other colors. I have other styles. And if you let me do a plug, Nancy, I want to
show. Yes. Go ahead.
This is the heart-shaped purse. I know it's in 3 days. This is the only one that I kept for myself because I've been wearing, I went to Home Depot and like 7 ladies stopped me. So I realized, you know what? It is a beautiful purse. It's a heart. It deals with what we're talking about right now, love and heartbreak and recovery. So it's on its way. I'm going to have a pre-ordered link next week, and it should be here within 3 weeks. So
Perfect.
thank you for letting me share that. And here's your purse. I'll leave it out so you can see. Oh, and these new necklaces. Nancy,
yes. Look at how beautiful this is, ladies. These are beautiful.
So I found these. I met this designer in Jalisco. His name is Luis Valero. And we're working together. We're collaborating. He's going to be sharing a couple of really beautiful, dramatic Mexican pieces. These are designed by him, and it's Talavera baked clay, hand painted, and he uses actual real gemstone for the pieces. They're very reasonably priced for this beautiful wearable art. And I'm only going to get a couple of seasonal selected pieces. So I'm really excited about introducing really beautiful jewelry from Mexico, from where my parents are from. And also, I hope that all of you will continue to wear our culture, celebrate our culture, and not be ashamed of who we are. I see a lot of that happening, and it empowers me to do more. So right now, I feel like, I feel very proud of our beautiful culture, and I feel so proud to share it, and proud that I'm sharing such beautiful products. So thank you, Nancy.
Yes, of course. And so should we do should we do it now? Should we do the giveaway now? What should we do?
Yes. So
I think it's time. Yes. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today on our live. Really appreciate it. I just want to let you guys know again that my office, I have a private practice, Paloma Therapy. We are a group of providers that provide services to victims of crime, that provide services to couples. I am a EMDR certified licensed marriage and family therapist. If you need any services, you can reach out to me. You can go to www.palomatherapy.com and you can just search me up, and I am on the internet. So here we go. Okay. Good luck. Count to 3, Diana. Help me out here.
1, 2, 3.
Let's see. The Soul Beauty.
The Soul Beauty?
The Soul Beauty.
So you'll reach out to them and get all their information.
Yes.
Congratulations. You're going to love this purse. Get ready to
Congratulations.
Get ready to get tons of compliments. You're going to have so much fun with it, and you're going to be back for more.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, everybody who joined tonight. Really appreciate it again.
Thank you for supporting Paloma, and thank you, friends and family, for logging on and supporting me.
Yes. Thank you.
Can I wait, Paloma?
We're going. I am Paloma Collins for Mental Health 411. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Diana Diaz for MexiChic Crafts. Thank you. Talk to you all later.
Bye.
Bye.
That was fun.